Hello, and thank you for joining us for this presentation of the ECM for Public Defenders solution. So let's dive right in. Business challenges. One of the biggest business challenges we find for our users is capturing documents for a case. These documents could be discovery documents, charging documents, work product. The bottom line is there are documents coming from everywhere, and the users need to be able to capture these into one central repository. Another big challenge is accessing those documents or searching them once they've captured them. So they've captured all these documents coming from everywhere. Now they want to access them from the public defender's office, from the prosecutor's office, on the road, or inside lockup with no network connection. So obviously from this perspective, we're talking about a desktop sync situation. So again, two biggest business challenges, capturing those documents and then accessing the documents I just captured. Now, what are documents? Documents are PDFs, images. They could be Office documents like Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. There could be audio or WAV files. They could also be video files. So we're talking about audio files, we're talking 911 calls. When we're talking video, we're talking the dash cam from a patrol car or surveillance video or what have you. But again, when we talk about documents, we're talking about PDFs, images, Office, audio, and WAV, the whole gambit, and making sure all of these documents are in a central repository for easy access. How do I find documents? Well, I could search for all documents in a particular case by entering the case ID or the defendant's name. Now, this is fine for perhaps my misdemeanor cases where there's not a lot of files in there. However, if it's a felony case, there could be a voluminous amount of files, in which case you don't want to see what could be tens or hundreds of files at one shot. You may want to search for particular documents, perhaps by class. Class meaning it's a video file, such as a dash cam, or pictures, such as a crime scene, or audio, such as a 911 call. You can even search lower level granularity, if you'd like, such as document type. So find the police report, or the medical reports, motions, affidavits, these kinds of things. Also, you can go down a deeper level by entering text and finding a document that contains that text. So depending on your needs, you can find this document different ways, by the case ID or even right down to the lowest level of granularity, text inside a document. Got to make it easy for people to find the right documents quickly. How do we capture the documents? Well, this can be as easy as emailing the documents directly into the repository. You could also turn around and upload documents. So the idea here is upload documents in bulk. You can scan documents, paper documents, if you will. Once they're scanned, they can go directly into the repository. And if you want, you can add additional information to those documents, properties, via the MSI profiler. With MS Office integration, right from within Word, you can go off and save the documents into the repository or pull up documents from within Word right out of the case file to be able to edit and review. With Outlook, you can drag and drop documents right into the repository from your Outlook interface. And regarding the case management system, you can have links in the case management system to documents sitting in the repository. So from the case management system, you might click a link that shows you all the documents or specific documents, depending on what your needs are. Email documents into Alfresco. Can't get much simpler than this. The user can simply create an email, put the email address for the repository in the to box, put the case number in your subject, and then attach the documents. Once they do that, the email will go into Alfresco and will be validated against the case management system to make sure that case ID is correct. In the event it's not correct, it'll send a reject email to the submitter, letting them know that the email they submitted did not have a valid case ID, and therefore it didn't go into the system. If they did enter the correct case ID in the subject line, it will automatically upload those files into the system. It'll put it in the appropriate case folder. It'll put the email in the correspondence folder, to be tracked, of course, and the attachments will be filed appropriately. If they're documents, they'll go into the documents folder. If they're audio, they would go into the audio folder, photos in the photo folder, and obviously videos in the video folder. Once the appropriate email and its attachments are filed, a notification goes out to the case team, because obviously we need to keep the case team in the loop when new documents arrive for a case they're involved with. Also, the submitter gets a notification saying, hey, you're all good to go. I have received your email and your attachments. So we want to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. So that's why we send a notification out to the case team. Hey, new documents arrived. And then, hey, submitter, everything you sent has been stored in the repository. upload files into repository. The idea here is you can do a bulk upload of a set of files for a particular case. So you can log in to a secure portal. From there, you can enter your court file number or case ID. We'll look that up and validate that against your case management system to make sure you enter the right case ID or court file number. From there, you can select the files that need to be uploaded. When you hit select, you'll be able to navigate your local drive to be able to select the appropriate files. Now, of course, we also want to keep an eye on things, so we'll let you know what previously documents you've uploaded. So if you've uploaded documents earlier in the day or what have you for that court file number, it'll let you know these are files you previously uploaded, just to make sure that you don't upload the same things twice. Once you've clicked upload, then from there, it will upload those files directly into that case folder. And of course, based on the type of document, it will go into the right location. If you've uploaded videos, obviously it go into the video folder. From there, you'll notify the case team and the submitter. Similar as email, we want to keep everybody in the loop as to what's going on. Everybody's pretty busy and nobody has time to go rifling through to figure out what happened. So the idea here is the moment they're uploaded, we notify the case team, hey, new documents have arrived, and of course, hey, submitter, we got the files you uploaded and everything is good. Capture paper documents, scanning. Now, you can scan from a multifunction device, such as a copier, and you guys are familiar with the concept of scan to file or scan to email. Either way, those go into Alfresco via that email address, or if they go to a drop zone on the network share, it picks it up. You can also have the bulk scanning concept, where maybe you've got an intake desk with 2, 4, 6, 8 scanners going on. Those get scanned en masse, and they go directly into Alfresco. Now, once they get in there, depending on how much information you want to attach, you can just push it through with the court file number. But if you want, you can add additional information to those scanned documents, such as the document type, such as police reports or motion or medical reports or whatever. So you've got the ability, not required, but the ability to put more information on there depending on your needs. The other piece is, let's say you just scanned 25 pages. Those 25 pages are actually 4 or 5 different documents. So the idea of bursting allows the user to say, well, page 1 through 6 is a charging document, pages 7 and 8 are a police report, and 9 through 16 are witness statements. This is the idea of bursting, all right? So I can take that one big document, burst it into other documents, and immediately assign the properties. The end game is I've got this document that I scanned that perhaps came in as a 30-page PDF, and I can break it up into 3 different documents. That way I can find those documents individually. The police report, or the police report for a certain date, the witness statement, the charging document. So my scanning is very simple. Grab it, drop it in, send it in, and then from there, be able to burst it into the individual pieces that need to be there for searching later. Now, once I've worked through my documents, whether it's the minimal piece of just entering the court file number or adding the additional metadata, we then process it and it goes right into our case folder. And of course, based on what the document is, goes in the right location. Now remember earlier I talked about the idea of adding more properties. If you had entered medical reports or police reports, it'll automatically build a folder for that document type and store it in there. So later you can go to the medical reports folder, see all the medical reports, obviously same for the police reports or any other piece. Now again, that depends on your need. Some people don't need to put that level of information. They'll just look for documents. Others want to break it up to be able to search on it later. You've got the flexibility to do what makes sense for you. Working with Office documents. We talk about working with Office documents. Obviously, primarily, we're talking about Word. So from within Word, you can save directly to Alfresco. You can open from Alfresco. If you open from Alfresco, it'll present you with a little search screen, if you will. You can enter that court file number or case ID. From there, you do a lookup, and what will happen is it'll present you with the case file. So right there, from within Word or Excel or PowerPoint, but we know primarily Word, you'll be able to navigate that case file and be able to find the Word documents, open them, save them, version them, if need be, compare them. Normal stuff you'd expect to be able to do when working with Office documents. What's also kind of nice is you'll be able to turn around and if you're in a case folder and you see a Word document, that's fine. You open it in Word, you're good. But let's say it's a PDF document. You can open up a PDF document from within this screen and it'll automatically open up Adobe Standard to be viewing that PDF. try to open up a different file format inside Word and see what happens. But we want to make it easy for the users. So if they're in the case file and they're in Word and life is good, that's fine. But if there's another format they need to look at, we want to give them the ability to open that file right from there and have that native viewer pop up. Got to keep things moving. Obviously, time is critical. Document access. Accessing the Alfresco repository for the documents, you can have the emails. Remember we talked about emails earlier coming in with the links inside the emails? You can click on a link. That'll open up a document. From your Surface, you'll be able to open up the documents. From a tablet, iPad, if you will, able to open up those documents. From your desktop or laptop computer, be able to access the documents, as well as from the case management system. The idea to have links that allow you to link the documents from your case management system. So when you're in your case management system, you click a link and up pops that document. And of course, your desktop sync comes into play primarily on your laptops and your Surface. But we want to make sure that users have got the ability to go off and access these documents from anywhere based on what their needs are. Top 5 reasons to implement the solution. Well, number 1 is users can be notified when a document is available. Why is this so critical? Because again, documents are coming from everywhere, and you want to make sure people know when a new document arrives. You don't have to worry about somebody calling you to let you know something happened, or you don't have to worry about somebody trolling through a folder structure, trying to find the file. Get them a notification, boom, police reports just showed up, okay? Witness statements just showed up, this kind of thing. Let them know what's going on the moment it happens. Easily review the entire case file. You want to make sure there's one central spot to find everything, okay? Whether it's documents, audio, video, etc. Everything in one central location. Make it easy for a public defender to pick up a case from another public defender. Now, this really deals with the idea of we want to make sure there's standards on how the documents are stored. So when somebody looks at a file, a case file, if you will, they see all the puzzle pieces wrapped around that case in a standardized approach. Now, what's really nice is you also have in that case folder the ability to have a sandbox. So a public defender can have their own little area to perhaps build their trial notebook. So they've got all the documents stored in a standardized approach and then a nice little location just for them to be able to organize files a certain way. So if they're in court or in a negotiation, if you will, they're able to see the files the way they want to. So you've got your standardized approach. So all the files look the same when you're getting in there. But of course, your little sandbox for each public defender to be able to organize their trial notebook. So they've got everything the way they need it for their particular situation. Reduce the cost of pushing paper around. The idea here is now there's not DVDs that are out there and paper documents that are out there that have to be sent to everybody, picked up, delivered, the whole 9 yards. You've got a central electronic repository that everybody who's appropriate can have access to. That way you don't have to worry about where's the DVD for the 911 calls. All right, everybody's able to find what they need to find in that central repository. And of course, enable the entire case team to review documents. You've got a collaborative situation here. You've got investigators, you've got public defenders, you've got everybody's support staff, and the appropriate people need to be able to access that entire file. And the idea of the central repository gives them the ability to all access that central file, no matter where they are. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the presentation. And of course, please feel free to call us if you'd like a live demonstration or ask us some additional questions. Thanks, and have a great day.